Let's be honest. There's an ongoing conversation in Nigeria that nobody has sat down to have properly. Chinese cars are selling. The numbers are real. The showrooms are full. And yet, there's another version of this story. One about broken promises, ghost warranties, and parts that takes months to arrive. All of this lives in the back of every buyer's mind. I have a sales leader from inside one of the companies trying to change this narrative. We'll hear him speak on issues that affect everyone, including you, answering the questions that matter and bearing it all. This is it. Right. Welcome to Driver's Seats. My name is Taiwo Akinpel. This is the show where we have honest, unfiltered conversations about everything that matters to Nigerians who own, want to own, or are trying to make sense of the car market in this industry. Because in Nigeria, buying a car has never been a simple transaction. It is an act of trust. But trust in this market has a very complicated history. And my guest today is the General Manager of Sales at Kaloa, Nigeria, the authorized distributor and assembler of Chery vehicles in this country, and the company behind the Kaloa Care program, which has been making so much rave in the market today. He sells the cars, manages the sales team, and he sits inside an organization that has staked its reputation on the promise that buying a new car in Nigeria must not feel like a gamble. Wale Akinwande, welcome to the driver's seat.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm so delighted to be part of this. The evolution of Chinese cars in Nigeria, including Chery, is long overdue to be told, and we need to tell it more often. So it's a pleasure to be part of this today.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So let's get started, viewers at home. So we begin from where every Nigerian car conversation starts. But a quick word to you out there joining us live on YouTube. If you are with us right now, we need you to hit the like button so more Nigerians can find this conversation. Just tap on the subscribe button on the Driver's Seat channel so that you don't get to miss any of our fabulous episodes. Ring the notification bell while you're at it and ensure that you are following us on all of our social channels. Now, let's get at it. So, Wale, I want you to go back. I mean, when you first started in this particular industry and someone mentioned a Chinese car to you, what was the room's reaction? I mean, what were Nigerians actually saying?
Well, dated back to years ago, Chinese cars was synonymous to cheap, inferior vehicles. And if we may go back in the history on the evolution of Chinese cars in Nigeria, from 1990 to about 2000, 1980 to about 1990, that was the period when Nigeria government was trying to bring in into the country the production and assembly of Japanese brand.
Yeah.
Basically, which along the line failed, and that led to the influx of Tokumbo vehicles in Nigeria, with only few Japanese brand being able to survive the issue at the time. We have the likes of Toyota and Nissan, Honda, and Co being able to survive the sales of brand new cars in Nigeria, and then move down to about 2000, you have the coming in of the Korean brand in Nigeria, which the influx of the Korean brand took a little bit of the market share from the Japanese brand at that time. And then at about mid 2000, we had some Chinese car came into Nigeria, which is where I'm going to actually. The coming in of the Chinese brand was actually not a successful one, because they were not backed by investment in spare parts. They were not backed by, they were having a lot of issues, and most of them couldn't survive the market. They went back, and that put a very bad taste in people's mouths. And then fast forward to about 2014. two things happened in Nigeria automobile industry. Number one is the policy, government policy, encourage of assembled vehicles assembled locally. And then you then have the global economic meltdown that affected the purchasing power and skyrocketed the price of cars in Nigeria. At the time, at about 2015, the introductory SUV was going for between, 2014, was going for between 3.5 billion to 4.5 billion. Fast forward to about 2015, late 2015, 2016, those vehicles were going for about 16, 17, 18 million. So that left a gap. The fact that people now want vehicles that are more economical, but also durable.
Yeah.
And then the question that the Chinese brands started coming into the country again at about 2014. However, there was the trust gap. People did not believe in the brand. They were skeptical, not wanting to buy because they believe, oh, they will just come and go back, and then they will just buy today, next tomorrow, going to sell again. The after sales value, after sales maintenance issue, sale value, and a lot of things around it. So the Chinese brand was basically synonymous to their experience when it first came into the country and not being durable.
Okay, so Wale, you've pretty much taken us through the history of automobile industry in Nigeria, even from way back from the 80s till where it is today. And I want to say that right now, you are selling these cars at scale. In fact, that's presently what you're doing as the general manager sales at Carlo. When you sit in your meetings, speaking with customers and all of that, do you still the echo of this good perception about Chinese cars?
And to an extent, yes, but not as much. Because, of course, things have evolved. Because generally in this part of the world, when you hear Chinese products, then years back, just, fake. Yeah. Now people now know that Chinese is probably the heaven of technology.
Yeah.
They've grown, they develop drastically in technology, so they now believe more in their products. Number one. Number two, the Chinese brand of vehicles, they've also been able to prove themselves over the years that they can be durable. They've been able to build bridges. They've been able to build a very strong after-sales network in Nigeria, and they've been able to stand the test of time.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that have been able to test the brand, and there has been confidence in the fact that, Chinese brand is quite okay, it's quite durable. Some of the concerns they have in the Chinese brand, which like I mentioned, including the resale value, some of them has been taken over by event and by the offering of what the product, what the brand is now from the China is now offering. So I think it is still there to be said, but not as much as it used to be. There's a lot of enlightenment and a lot of there's a lot of acceptability on the brand.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So let's address the specific myths that still exist, because some of these myths are still out there even till today. Now, from your experience in the industry, what would you say are the top 3 things that Nigerians believe about Chinese vehicles, which are simply not true anymore today?
Okay, one, they are not strong. So a lot of people believe, Chinese vehicle, it's just very strong. I see once you just put it on the road, it just scatter. That's number one. Which, of course, is actually not the same.
Yeah.
It's actually not true. Because that's because of of the perception then. But a lot of people have used it, been able to use the brand, Chinese brand, and they can see that they've stood the test of time. You now have Chinese brand running on the streets of different states in Nigeria every day, being used for commercial purpose.
Yeah.
And they've been able to stand the test of time. Vehicles sold 10, 12, 14 years ago, Chinese brand, are still on the street of Lagos. And they're still performing very well.
I can attest to that. I mean, we have a colleague, I know of someone, a friend of mine, that still uses I think I saw a Cherry QQ. That's a 2010 model Cherry QQ. And she's still driving it till today.
You get it? And another thing is the fact that, Chinese brand doesn't have maintenance arrangement. So they just believe, you just want to come. Once it's a Chinese brand, you just come in, you're just selling it. The spare parts are nowhere. The technical know-how is nowhere. And once they buy it, it's going to be an issue for them. And when some people see their family member trying to buy Chinese, you want to buy a Chinese brand? Which is indeed not true. In fact, I can tell you that some of the Chinese brand in Nigeria offers better after-sales service. In fact, they offer the best after-sales service across the country.
Wow.
And another thing is the resale value. People will tell you, oh, there's no resale value. I'll buy a car of 30 million today. In another 3 years, I want to sell it. I'll sell it for 3.5 million or something. Which, of course, that has also been overtaken by event, because there is now trust in the brand. There is trust in brands from China, and a lot of people are using it. It's now on the road. If you've seen your friend used a Chinese vehicle for 8-9 years, and someone says they sell a 3-year-old vehicle, you already know that, okay, you can buy it, and it will still serve you for another couple of years.
That's
and
true.
all that. And we have some vehicles that were sold about 10, 8, 7 years ago, and now people are buying it, and they are buying it as close to the purchase price at the time.
So of these 3 points that you mentioned, which of them would you consider to still be the most concerning to your potential customers when you speak to them? Which of these 3 do they still, do you find to be most concerning to convince your customers about?
After sales concerns. There's a lot of concerns on after sales. Majorly spare part availability. Because people always tell you, if I buy this car, can I get the spare part at Ladipo? Can I get the spare part on the road? Can the roadside mechanic fix it for me? And all that. So people still have that fear, and which, of course, it's very valid. Because to be sincere, I think the Chinese brand needs to do much better in terms of their spare parts availability, and in terms of the manpower, the technical know-how, and all that. So a lot of Chinese brands, I think, still need to evolve. They still need to grow in terms of availability of spare parts. So there's still that concern, because you're not having, unlike the conventional Japanese, German brand, all of that, you're not having a lot of dealers, spare part dealers from the outside, or bringing it in numbers like they bring in other known Japanese brand. So the company, the dealership needs to do more in bringing in spare parts over and to elevate the customers, because their concerns are still very valid. But the truth remains that the dealership, most of the dealership, they are actually doing very well in improving their investment in after-sales service, in spare parts availability, and all that.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we know that underneath all of this, you specifically mentioned trust as a fundamental issue when it comes to people actually purchasing automobiles in Nigeria today. But we also know that, I mean, the Nigerian auto industry could have been responsible for, for customers not trusting certain vehicles over the years, maybe due to fake parts, not fulfilling on warranty promises. Maybe if somebody buys a car and suddenly you're not fulfilling the warranty promise. Maybe dealers disappear immediately after a customer must have purchased the car and all of that. Now, from inside Kaloa that you operate as the GM of sales, how do you reckon with the fact that some of that trust was actually broken by the people in your industry, and now you are part of the today's leaders that have been saddled with the responsibility of rebuilding that trust? How do you address this dilemma today?
Yeah, like I said earlier, say the investment in spare parts is actually a whole lot, to be sincere, to be fair, on the dealership. However, the truth, when the Chinese brand came into the market, most especially the first set of company that dealership that brought in the brand, there was proper planning on the after sales. There was no proper investment in spare parts, and that has caused a lot of damage in people's orientation, perception about Chinese brand. Because, example, the state government transaction working, we've been on it for quite a while, but the governor specifically said, no, we'll never buy Chinese brand again in this state. Reason being that he bought in numbers over 100. One of the brands in the country, he bought in numbers, and immediately after buying, the brand just abandoned him. Bam.
Whoa.
No provision for after sales services.
That's
no spare part for them to maintain. And every day, imagine when they keep complaining directly to the governor.
Yeah.
So we've been on him. I thought, come on, imagine 5 in his geopolitical zone as Chinese brand, as official vehicle. But the governor said, no, you will never buy. So that's how much trust has been damaged. Eroded for Chinese brand. And what then do you have to do? Like I said, a lot of dealerships are actually trying to erase that mentality. For example, when you look at what Cherry is doing with what they all after sales service offer that they are giving to you, it's to build confidence, to make sure that after buying from you, after buying from us, by the time you get the product, we're not just going to abandon you. So we don't just want to sell to you. We want to be a part of your mobility solution. So what a lot of us are now doing is that we are preaching mobility solution rather than just selling cars to you. We don't just want to sell cars to you as a dealer on the road, but we want to be a part of your mobile solution. We want to ensure that we give you what you want. We work around your budget. We work around your after-sales need. And when you provincial, let's say you have very far away from where I have after-sales service, I'm ready to come and start the after-sales service close to you. If you probably have your internal service maintenance team, I want to train them. So we want to be a part of your after-sales solution, not just to sell cars to you. And with that, we're able to breach the trust, build the trust that people has, and make sure that they are still ready to do business with us.
Very important. Very, very. But I mean, you've said it all, Lawale. All of this is very critical in growing this industry. And as someone who has watched this industry up close, at what point did you genuinely notice that Chinese cars were improving? And I'm not speaking just from the point of price getting cheaper. I'm speaking from the point of actually getting better, more value in terms of performance and all of that. At what point did you actually begin to observe this in the industry?
Okay, so going by my earlier analysis, at about 2014, Chinese brands started coming into Nigeria, but then there was no trust in it. And like I said, the set of vehicles that actually came to the company at the time did also not do all justice to it. So fast forward, then I think there was that gap in budget. There was a gap in the required vehicle, type of vehicle and all that. So an average Nigerian customer wants a vehicle that will fall within their budget, but that can also serve them. So along the line, and also with the government policy that also encourage the patronage of indigenous assembly vehicles. So along the line, the Chinese brand, they were able to notice the gap, and they immediately key into it. What happened? Chinese brands started building, agreeing to partner with private investors, with government institutions to build assembly plants in Nigeria. And with that, they are able to also internalize some of for example, some of the Chinese brand in Nigeria has the best suspension.
Yes, I've heard about that.
This brand in Nigeria has the best. The vehicles are here. They know our problem. They know the situation. Terrain of So they also started developing, and because they were able to internalize our challenges, internalize their product, identify our challenges, they were able to grow over time. And by the time we got to at about 2018, 19, 20, Chinese brand was just everywhere. And in terms of strength, in terms of after-sales services, they are now there. They are ready. They are very ready to compete with any of the brand that we have known all along. So I think since about 2018, 19, 20, Chinese brand has been there, and they've been able to rival a lot of our known brands. In fact, some of the Japanese brand that people were used to in the past, they are no more there. Even the
Yes.
biggest Japanese brand that owns the market share lost a lot of market share to the.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you even mentioned, you talked about Japanese brand, because I'm going to ask you this straight up question. And because that's a debate that I'm certainly not going to avoid in this show. And I want a straight answer from you, Wally. Japanese brands versus Chinese brands at the same price point in Nigeria today. Who is actually winning?
Japanese brand versus Chinese brand, same price point. Trust me, Japanese brand is still winning.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
because of the trust.
Okay.
For example, if you put a car of 30 million Japanese brand and 30 million Chinese brand, right? We put them together, same features and all that. Trust me, an average Nigerian will go for Japanese brand. You understand?
Okay.
But where you have the issue is that by the time you compare a car of 40 million Chinese brand with a car of 40 million Japanese brand,
Yeah.
the margin will be so wide that an average Nigerian feels this befits me more. Understand? And want to go for it. But when you look at it, people's preference as at today, Nigerians' preference, Japanese and Chinese brand, they will definitely go for Japanese brand.
Wow. Wow. Wale believes that Japanese brands are still holding sway in the industry today.
But the truth remains that we are also not resting on our hands. We are, like I said,
Yeah.
we've been Chinese brand has been able to take a lot of the market share
Okay.
from the Japanese brand from 2020 till date, 2020 and 2014, 15 till date. They've been able to take a lot of market share from Japan. And in fact, they've practically been able to displace the Korean brand first. And then Japanese brand, they are losing market share every influx of Chinese brand. So they are actually pushing to stay there because of people's trust and after some most important part availability, all that. Safe filter, Japanese brand category, trust me, are very well, and they are giving them a run for their money.
Wow, they're giving them a run for the money. Now, viewers, that is the same question we want to throw out to you out there if you're watching us wherever you are today. I mean, I'm sure that this is a debate that every Nigerian is having privately, and want to throw it out to you as well. At the same point, Japanese versus Chinese cars, who do you think is actually winning? Drop your response, your thoughts in the comments, and we'll definitely read the answers at the next episode of this program. Who is winning? Japanese cars, Chinese cars? What do you think? Not about what your mechanic thinks, not what your uncle thinks, other think. In 2026, who is winning? Japanese cars versus Chinese cars. Drop your comments, read it at the next episode. And for those of you that are also watching us, please, we only want you to do two things. Just click on the like button and also subscribe so that you don't get to miss the next episodes, wonderful episodes that are coming your way on the program, the driver's seat. Just make sure that you are following us also across all of the social channels. So, Wally, want to talk about one very important thing. Looking at it from Kaloa Cherry perspective, where do you think that the brand is genuinely competitive within the industry today? I mean, I'm sure that a lot of our audience are thinking, about our question Japanese cars and Chinese cars and all of that. But from Kaloa Cherry's standpoint, where do you think the brand is really winning in the industry?
First of all, after sales package. So Cherry is the only company in Nigeria that offers the kind of after sales package that we offer. It's our 667. So when a company tells you, okay, fine, we're not just thinking about you buying the car, we're giving you 6 years warranty on the car. I had a presentation to at an event last year where you have a lot of CEOs, top Nigerians, and when I gave the after Cherry's offers, they came back and said, "This is not possible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Like, how come? We're giving you a 6 years warranty, and the same time the company is telling you not just that. Come and take 6 years free service, which simply means I just have to buy my car in the next 6 years. The cost of maintenance is off my book.
Yeah.
Understand? And the company is telling you not just that, you still have a 7 days repair promise, which simply means, oh, just bring your car to us. Like we have earlier said, one of the major issues is spare part availability, manpower, and all that. There is no complaint, no excuse of spare part availability, nothing. In 7 days, your car will be ready for delivery for repair. Anytime you bring it for repairs, no matter how the amount of job we are doing on it. If it is not ready within that time, you'll be given a car that you're going to use until the car is ready.
Wow.
Trust me, no automobile company in Nigeria offers that. So
Really?
Yes, no automobile company in Nigeria offers that. So imagine if I'm a customer and I'm already thinking after sales service, how do I go on? The cost of maintenance. Number 2, what if my car is done and spare part? And you're giving me that. Come on. That has completely eroded all the concern, all the fear I have on buying a Chinese brand. Until you have that kind of, it place you top. So in terms of service, Cherry or match with any other, not Japan, Chinese brand in Nigeria with the 667 offer. And also we also strength in terms of build the strength of, we also have advantage in the terms of build the strength of our car, the technological advancement, and also the price of the car, because we are also customer pocket friendly.
Wow. Pocket friendly indeed. I think I was also reading something lately about the vehicle, the safety features of the vehicle and all of that. I saw an announcement where they declared that it's now positioned as a vehicle for family because of its safety features. Very interesting, very interesting. You were not at this year's Beijing Auto Show, but I'm sure that you were definitely following it across different channels. What was that single moment, that defining moment, actually thought, whoa, this industry has really changed? Could you please share with us? Was it the car, the technology, maybe a demonstration or something? What was that defining moment from the auto show?
I think basically the Beijing Auto Show this year showed that there is a complete revolution in the auto industry. And trust me, China is leading a whole lot. It shows, this year, when you look at the demonstration of the cars you have there, features you have there, the technological inputs into Chinese car, the AI inputs and all that, that shows that there is a complete revolution in the industry. And the vehicles are now completely technologically driven. And you can't backside Chinese car again any longer. They are leading, they are the forefront of that technology, and you can't take that away from them. So the Beijing Auto Show this year really exposed us to how ready China is ready for the next phase of automobile technology.
Interesting. Now, Kaloa just recently won 2 global awards at Auto China 2026, a dealer conference of some sort. Now, for people who did not see the news, do you tell us what actually happened? What does it mean in practical terms?
Okay, so Kaloa this year won an award as the best after-sales dealership, and that attests to the effort Kaloa is making in making sure that we're not just selling the car. In Nigeria, our after-sales service is top-notch. And considering when we are even being recognized globally as having the best after-sales service across the world, globally. That shows how much of input we are having in the after sales. We don't just sell the car. We followed up with you from the point you received the car. When you buy the car, the delivery, the way we deliver the car to you, the follow-up call thereafter, the engagement thereafter, our readiness to support you if you have any issue with the car, our rescue team readily available, our mobile technician readily available, the 6 service or the 667 after sales service that we offer, which was earlier mentioned, also readily available. That attests to how much of after sales input we are having and how much we value after sales in Kaloa, and that was recognized generally globally by Cherry, and of course it means a whole lot to us. It means a whole lot
Yes.
to the team, and it means a whole lot to our teaming customer. It's confidence booster to us. It's confidence booster to them, and even the market recognize that if the whole world can recognize us, then they are very much ready. They are in a safe hand doing business with us.
Fantastic, fantastic. So 10 years from now, does the Nigerian car market belong to the Chinese? Or maybe when a Nigerian has serious big money, I mean, do they still reach for a Toyota? What do you think? 10 years
I
from
think
now.
10 years from now is probably a given that Nigerian market belongs to Chinese company. Because when you look at the influx of the Chinese companies, automobile companies into Nigeria, the increase in the market share that they are taking, every year their market share keep increasing. And even Toyota keep dropping their market share, losing their market share to Chinese brand and all that.
Yeah.
Every year, the market share keep increasing. So, and trust me, with what they're doing, when you look at the kind of after sales service we're talking about, with the technological inputs that we're talking about, with the vehicles, the type of vehicles that are coming in, we've not even mentioned the aesthetic of the cars, the design of the car of cars coming from China. You can always tell that in the next maybe 10 years, even too much, in the next 6-7 years, Chinese car will have the largest market share of Nigerian automobile company.
Wow. Oh, wow. Wale has become Nostradamus, predicting what the automobile industry in Nigeria is going to be in the next 10 years. So, final question, Wale. So, there are a lot of people watching us right now, and some are commuting, some are on their desks, and all of that. And some are seriously considering buying a brand new car in Nigeria. I mean, they are informed enough to have heard about Cherry and about Kaloa and its 667, service initiative, which you have talked about very much today. Now, but a lot of these people are still scared. Some of them are still maybe sitting on the fence, yet to decide. What would you say to this kind of person?
Okay, thank you. To everyone that is watching, I are still skeptical about whether cherry is the way to go or not. I'll just say this. Yeah, we've been in the market, and the last couple of years, the Nigerian market has recognized us as the best after sales service company. This year, the global world has also recognized us as one of the best after sales service company by the award we won as the best after sales company in Cherry globally. And we are simply just interested in one thing. We are not interested in just selling cars to you. We are interested in solving your mobility problem. We are interested in being of you. So if you are an individual that wants to buy a car, just think of you buying a car, and for 6 years, we are telling you any issue, any headache you have on the car, you are covered. You have the warranty. For 6 years, we are telling you, we are not telling you to come and have any additional input. You don't want to have any additional cost in maintaining your car. We are also telling you that should there be any issue with your car, you can always bring it to us, and within this best, shortest possible time, we are going to return your car to you. And we also offer to you a car designed around your budget. We also offer to you a flexible payment plan in partner with some of our financial institutions and directly with us. So we are ready to solve your mobility problem, not just sell car to you. And for corporate organizations, we are also ready to partner with you and solve your mobility problem, because when we are doing all of that, we are simply telling you for the next 6 years, don't go to your income and pick out money to maintain your car. We are going to maintain your car for you free. And what are we doing? We are saving costs and increasing your profitability at the end of the day. So we want to be your partner in solving your mobility problem. We want to be your partner in the area of mobility. So we're not just here to just sell cars. We are here to partner with you. We are here to be your go-to or company when you want to buy a car. We are here to plan the journey of your car purchase with you, from when you are taking the decision to buy, to when you are buying, and to when you are, of course, servicing your vehicle. And not just that, we are also going to give you an avenue to also trade your car in and or sell off your car to us when you are tired of using the car. So we have everything all covered for you. Then what are you waiting for? Cherry is the way to go.
Wow.
And that's why we're here.
Cherry is the way to go. I mean, Wale has said so much, so much more than I even expected about the brand that he represents. Wale Akinwa, the General Manager of Sales at Kaloha, Nigeria, who sat in the driver's seat today and answered the hard questions about the Chinese industry and the brands which he represents. This is the kind of conversation that should talk about today and which exists. Thank you so much, Wale, for sitting in the driver's seat today.
Thank you very much. I hope I'm able to drive the audience to their safe destination.
Thank you. And to every one of you out there tuned in today and watching this program. I mean, you only have to do two things. Like I said earlier, just press the like button and subscribe to the show so that you can be up to date with the next episodes. On that note, I want to thank you so much for tuning in, for joining us in today's episode. Don't forget the challenge that has also been posted in our comment section. Chinese cars versus Japanese cars at the same price point. Who is winning? Drop your comments. Drop your feedback, your responses in the comment section. Next episode, we shall be reading out the most interesting and compelling contents. Who knows? There might also be a gift to go with this. On that note, thank you so much for joining in once again. We want to say drive safely. Until next time, and demand better. See you next time.